Good afternoon, everybody. And as you can see on the screen, we have a special guest in today's session. And as usual, the session is going to be recorded. I've even started recording the session so that that way those who join later can also watch. I was even trying to go do some reminders on the other places. So our guest today is someone very unique. Is is not in the usual line of those of us that have been presenting before. So we've had, okay, there's someone who has been in his own line. So maybe I will just read out a bit of his short bio. So he's the managing director for Peggy's Global Services Limited. He's joining us right from the south side of the country right now. And he's one of those people who seem not to take his vacation lightly because he's not doing like some of us in Lagos here who don't even try to travel for Christmas. So for him, he's in a very uh, vacation kind of place right now. So his name is Pringle Egbe, and he is the MD of Perkins Global Services Limited. He he runs this type of trainings and a lot more serious ones for. He's a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, and he runs a lot of trainings for petroleum engineers and other platforms too. That's how I even got to know him. So he's going to be coming with a different perspective to what we've been used to. And also towards the end, he's going to share his experience with us. If you've read through the what we sent out, you'll see his full bio there. If you've not read through, I'll paste the link of the event page. You can go there and read more about him. I don't want to take too much time. I want him to come up stage because there's a lot he's interested in showing us. And I know when he gets to the we asking him about his experience and advice, I want to hear more from him. So I don't want to now be like short of time. So I'm going to quickly call him up stage. So Mr. Pringle, please, the stage is yours. Thanks for honoring us with your presence and this presentation. So you are live, sir. And you can share your screen anytime.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right. Can I go ahead and share my screen?
Yes, you can, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Let me do that. Yeah.
So maybe while he's sharing his screen, let me just read a bit of some interesting part of his career so you will understand why I say it's special. So he's a highly skilled oil and gas computing engineer. So he's in that engineering side of oil and gas and over 9 years experience working across both West Africa and Europe. And he's done stuff that around big data systems, software development, database management, software testing, software documentation, software law, So that's why I say it's different a bit from most of us that you heard talk. And he's also worked in different companies. And as I've mentioned before, he facilitates exam for petroleum engineers. So that would be again something else to throw a bit of diversity to what you get from. So, sir, have you been able to share your screen? Are you ready, sir? I think he's trying to get his screen to let me on share mine. No, when once you share your to on share mine, we're just trying to get him to. Any luck, sir?
I can share. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Hello?
Okay, it's okay now.
Okay. Okay, I'm fine now. My screen is off now. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Michael.
Yes.
Okay. I can start, I guess.
Yes. We are patiently waiting for you. Yes, we are ready.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. Thank you very much. My name is Pringle Egbe. I work for Peggy's Global. I'm here. I'm happy to share with you guys some of my experience. I'm also learning from Michael. He's like my mentor in this space. So I will be sharing with you guys Microsoft Excel data analysis office and I'll be looking at the option tool, the option tab. So basically, I welcome everyone to class. My name is Pringle Egbe. I work for Peggy's Global Services Limited as the managing director. After this, I'll tell you more about Peggy's when I'll be looking at the other question and answer section. So I just have this discussion with the team just to talk on Microsoft Excel option. But before I start, I think it would be nice for me to just run through Microsoft Office a little because I believe in the latest model. That is why for this class, for most of the communication we'll be having today, will be based on Microsoft Office 365. So why Microsoft Office 365? There have been a lot of Microsoft Office in the past. We have the Microsoft Office 97. We have the Microsoft Office 2000. We have the Microsoft Office XP 2003, 27, 210, 213, 216, and 219. It's just like a Mercedes-Benz class. So it's Office 365 is still active and it's still working. We still have the Mercedes-Benz 190 also still working and still working, but there's some functionality that you get in Office 365 that you don't see in Office 2003 nor 2007. So I believe in, and there's Office 365 Pro Plus. And from what Mercedes-Benz says, it says trust is based on the experience and knowledge. There's some functionality we have in Office 365 that is not seen in Office 219, 213, 207, and 203. So for this class, we'll be looking at Office 365 for some of the item I'm going to mention. Now, just a quick one is learning objective. The learning objective is trying to see how we can enhance our capabilities in the use of Excel. And we know from the office hour, there have been a lot of discussion around Excel. But most time, I encourage everyone, if you're learning Excel, learn Excel to enhance your professionality, your capability from the market women Excel that they used to put values in the spreadsheet to Excel for application. So apparently, the essence of this lecture is to introduce an additional tools that can take you from Excel for market women to Excel for industry professional. So as an industry professional, you must be able to use the Microsoft Excel options. Now, so all my discussion today is going to be around Microsoft Excel option. So I will look at Microsoft Excel option as this my first tab. Now, I call it Excel settings because Microsoft believes it's not everything in Microsoft Excel that is needed by every user. So let's keep some of these items for those that are interested or those that want to enhance their capabilities. They can go to Excel option and bring them to the spreadsheet. Else, leave whatever I have in spreadsheet as default for default users. So if I want to move from next level to the other level, I need to see how I can play around Excel option. So I'll be sharing some of these items that we have in Microsoft Excel option with you and how they can enhance your productivity, functionality, and also build your skills in data analysis and also make you an Excel super user. Super user is not the certification. Super user is having the skills and knowledge that can solve a real life problem with Microsoft Excel. So I'll take you through Microsoft Excel option. First, what we are going to be doing, understand Microsoft Excel, personalizing Microsoft Excel, and so on. So I'll flip through this by looking at why Microsoft Excel option. It helps us to handle default settings, file location, change calculation, keep active cells, work with add-in, hide zeros, open selected cells, automatically complete abbreviation with Microsoft Excel option. That is to say, like for every phone, there's a settings. Microsoft Excel option is like a setting in your Microsoft Excel that you bring in additional functionalities. You can delete some functionality. You can also bring additional item to your Excel spreadsheet. So now we flip through again to our slide. So now this first slide is, yes, a lot of people will ask question, where is Microsoft Excel located? From this slide is just to take you to a dialog box where you have a Microsoft Excel option. First is you click at the file tab from Office 365. You go to options. From options, you see the various Microsoft Excel option dialog box. In the Microsoft Excel dialog box, we have the following item. We have the general, we have the formula, we have data, we have proving, save, language, is Excel, advanced, customize, quick access to toolbar, add-ins, and trust center. Now, all these items make up the Microsoft Excel option. I will just bring out most of the important aspect of this that we need to really focus on our attention, and also look at the other part for you to also go back again and see how we can build knowledge around these tools. So the next part is we'll look at what do we have in Microsoft Excel option. We have the popular, the formula from what I've discussed. This is trying to see how we can build knowledge by giving some of the description. I feel it's also necessary, but I also think it's fine for us to get some of the basic definition of some of these items. So I'll flip through. These are some of what I've discussed. These are some of the definition of this item and how they work in Microsoft Excel option. So we'll also look at now, the first item is the general and popular. So for my Microsoft Excel option, I can enable preview. I can also look at font sizes. I can customize worksheet. I can also look at privacy setting. I can also link my Microsoft Excel feature to my LinkedIn page. Most time, whenever I make update, I also get result too from my LinkedIn page with Microsoft Excel option. We also look at the formulas. I can also as well handle calculation from Microsoft Excel option. I can also look at working formula Microsoft Excel option. I can also look at error checking Microsoft Excel option. I can also look at changing my spreadsheet from alphabet to numbers with Microsoft Excel option. So now these are some of the things we can do from Microsoft Excel option. So I can also set my iteration with Microsoft Excel option. So I can also look at Microsoft Excel option as a control behavior or appearance of Excel, enabling you to adjust operation of the spreadsheet package to suit the way you work. Now, why am I saying this now? I can change my Excel spreadsheet. Instead of reading it a cell to be A4 to be 1, 2, or from A1 to be 1, 1. Now I can change my spreadsheet to be numbering, not with alphabet, in terms of what we have at default. At default, most time you see a spreadsheet, whenever I open a spreadsheet, you see 3 sheets. I can change it to 10, I can change it to 5. Whenever I open a spreadsheet, it change the default setting. I can bring in other functionality to Microsoft Excel, like solver toolbar, the add-in toolbar, the data analysis toolbar to Microsoft Excel toolbar. Then also the macros tool to my own Microsoft Excel sheet. All these items now I can do that with Microsoft Excel option. So I'll flip through some of the items we can do with Microsoft Excel option by looking at the understanding Excel option. First, we look at the formula. The next part again, we look at personalizing Excel, where I can give a name. I can get an Excel software from an individual. I can personalize that name to my name using the Microsoft Excel option. I can change the font size from what I said previously. I can also look at in terms of font, in terms of a Microsoft Excel option. I can also change the font character in Microsoft Excel option. So now all these parts are just minor. I can change the location and set in terms of whenever I save my Excel, what document does it send it to? I can do that with Microsoft Excel option. I can also save my document in the cloud. Whenever I save my Excel, it takes the documentation to the cloud with Microsoft Excel option. So with this now, these are some of the few we can do with Microsoft Excel option. I can also look at different locations from what I said. I can also look at advanced settings where I can check the number of workbook, the recent document that have been opened, and so on and so forth. I can also look at adding tools, which is where I'm going to focus my discussion around. Now, after doing all this now my interest is not changing fonts, changing items, changing this now. For me to be a good data analyst, I must understand how to use the Microsoft Excel option add-ins. Now, what do I mean by add-ins? Add-ins are additional items developed by Microsoft just for Excel users. And it's not all Excel users that goes through the add-in process. It's for advanced Excel users. So the first item we want to introduce in the Microsoft Excel option add-in is the Microsoft Excel Solver. Now, what is Solver? In the past, we solved a lot of problems using the word Solver, but ignorantly, we believe that the Microsoft Excel can do this very well. Now, what, for instance, I want to solve a simultaneous equation with 3 variables, x, y, and z. I can use my normal Excel function by using my mmod and m-inverse to solve a simultaneous equation and get a result. But I can still solve the same simultaneous equation using Excel Solver add-in. Now, come to look at my own self as a petroleum engineer. I use my Excel Solver to build my optimization problem. Why am I saying this? For instance, we have a software in petroleum engineering that we use it to build a process where I want to look at my previous train and my current train. Now, how do I optimize this train to give me my previous train to be equivalent to my current train? I now say, okay, I want to optimize. Now, I want to optimize, I want to minimize, I want to set my train to a particular value. I have to go through my Microsoft Excel option add-in. Doing that now, specifically, I can multiply and adjust the cell. I can specify constraint with values and adjust the cell. I can also generate a solution to maximize, to minimize a particular sheet. Now, what do I mean by maximize? Maximize, I can increase, minimize, I can reduce. Then to set a value, I can set a value to a particular item. That part now gives me opportunity to play around my Excel spreadsheet. I can generate multiple solutions to a problem. Now, for instance, I want to generate multiple scenarios, multiple cases to a problem. I use my Microsoft Excel solver to do that. Now, Solver is a very strong add-in tool that every engineer, every scientist needs to understand. If I'm a data analyst, I must understand Solver. If I'm a data scientist or data engineer, computer engineer, I must understand Solver. As a petroleum engineer, we encourage all petroleum engineers to learn Solver because I can build a material balance problem with Microsoft Excel Solver because I understand Microsoft Excel Solver. Yes, I can solve a quadratic equation, I can solve a simultaneous equation with Excel. But why do that with Excel when I can do that with Solver? That means I can advance my problem solving skills using Excel Solver. We are going to see that in details when we call for another section where we just look at Solver in details. That is solving simple problem. It's not going to be engineering. It's going to be a general problem with Excel Solver. We can also look at problems like we can go through normal primary business, primary engineering business, scientific, educational research, and software development program using Excel Solver. So when doing that now, you see that Microsoft Excel Solver is a strong tool for solving engineering problem. Now, the next item I want to introduce now is looking at the data analysis tool pack. Data analysis tool pack basically is not for engineers only. I also mentioned that data analysis toolbox Solver was not fully for engineers. Like when I went to do my MBA, I was using Solver to look at some of my economical problem. In my economics problem, I look at Solver to optimize my personnel outage. I can look at Solver to optimize my process. But now Microsoft Excel Solver analysis tool pack is the second item that I want to also introduce in Microsoft Excel option add-ins. Now, this item is used by educationists, researchers, statistics, engineers, and also businessmen and software developers to run analysis. We can also use it for non-business usage too. How does it work? Now, in the analysis tool pack, we have the analysis variance, the three types. We have the correlation, we have the covariance, we have the descriptive analysis, we have the exponential smoothing, the F-test, the Fourier analysis, the histogram. Now, this analysis 2 pack is a topic of its own that we can treat for about 5 or 6 hours. It won't be enough. But this is going to be a discussion for another day. But what I want to do now is just to introduce or see how this thing can help us to solve our data analytical problem and also solve our engineering problem, also solve problems in our area of study or concern too. Now, we also look at analysis 2 pack as an add-in in Excel, and these are some of the things he can do for us. So now on doing that, now I move on to how do I bring that in. Analysis 2 pack is still on going to the file, go select option, select the Excel add-in, and also go to add-in, check on the analysis 2 pack solver. You see the solver add-in here, the analysis 2 pack. Now if you check the add-in, you see you check in the analysis 2 pack, you check in 2 pack, you check in solver, you see the solver on your right hand side, you see the data analysis, you see the solver. These two keys, these two menus are very strong menus in Microsoft Excel that can optimize, run data analysis for you, run regression analysis, run correlation for you with these two items. Now, it's not every computer that you see these two items located, and that is why Microsoft Excel add-ins is like an additional item to the computer that every Microsoft Excel user can use to enhance its productivity. And that is why we say, if with the help of Excel add-in, you can upgrade your Excel usage from Excel for market women to Excel for engineers and scientists. So with the help of our add-in and Excel option. So on doing that now, these are some of the items, the tools we have in the Microsoft Excel add-in tool pack. We have the ANOVA 2N, we have the 2N ANOVA correlation description. I've discussed that. If you check any of these items, it's going to give you a solution. And if you have your data, you can use the data to solve a problem. And with this problem now, you see that you get a result. From a result, you run all your analysis, get your graph plotting and everything done for you with these add-in tools. So you see with me that Microsoft Excel add-in is a very good functionality in the Microsoft Excel option that every data analysis expert must be conversant with. Finally, we also look at inside the add-in tools. Again, we have in the Microsoft Excel option, we have the Microsoft Excel Virtual Basic for application we call VBA. At this point now, as a data analyst or a data scientist, you must understand how to program. And I live with this word from Steve Jobs. Everyone should know how to program because it teaches you how to think. You cannot be a data analyst without a good knowledge of programming. You cannot be a data scientist without a good knowledge of programming. Programming is key. We encourage everyone, in as much as you build skills in data analysis, you also build skills in programming, because programming is one of those items that we need that keeps you ahead of your colleagues if you can program. Most of our testimonies today is just around programming. So I encourage everyone, in as much as you build in the Excel add-in, just put in mind the three items that we are discussing today: Microsoft Excel Solver, Microsoft Excel add-in, Microsoft Analysis 2 pack, and also the Microsoft Excel VBA. So with that now, you see that most of these items are some of the things that we need to learn as an individual. It's not something we need to get in school. We need to learn as an individual to see how we can build our skills and knowledge. And I lived with this word from Reno Mokri that says, school teaches you how to make a living and wisdom teaches you how to make a life. So I always give my final verdict to everyone that skills is the order of today's economy where we find ourselves. Being a first graduate without a skills is like I'm just a car without an engine. So for me to be functional, I have to build skills. And for me to build skills, now I have to run to the tech skills. And the tech skills now starts with programming and other items that follows. I think I will stop here for now just to accommodate questions from the audience. And I will say very big thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Michael. It's a platform I would like to belong to, and I will always like to contribute my own part of the quarter to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We are the one that owes you the most thanks. So, any questions before I start my own planned questions? Any one of us I've got questions for him. Remember that I told us that it's got some unique experience. So if you know that you are along the line of where you do some kind of planning, optimization, please ask him questions. If you're in the oil and gas and you want to get some ideas to how you can use Excel in your industry, please ask him questions. If you're in the even petroleum services industry, even if you're not in oil and gas, but you provide services to the petroleum industry, and maybe there are some kind of things you do that's a bit more going into some of the things that affect those industries. Your clients work in those industries. You want to have some ideas to some things. Please feel free. And about the things you have said, you have touched on. My network went off there. So about anything he has said, you can ask him more questions before I fire up with my own planned questions. So any questions? Okay. I'm checking the chat. All right. So if no questions, I think if you have your questions, you can later ask. So, Mr. Pringle, so we have questions every time that we bring in guests. Okay. Someone has. Okay, Samuel, do you want to unmute yourself and ask him? That might be better than typing. Samuel, can you hear us? Do you want to unmute and ask him directly?
Okay, I'm okay asking directly then.
Awesome.
Okay.
Am I loud and clear enough?
Yes, sure, Samuel.
Okay. I want to ask on actually Microsoft's project. Now, before now, each time we request contractors or clients to actually produce their work plan with Microsoft project, there is this general question of or excuse that they don't have Microsoft project, and I wondered why people don't have Microsoft project. So I just want to know, is there any other package within the I got to know that simply it's because most of these Microsoft Office that people are using are not licensed. So is there any add-ins or any of these Microsoft options that can give such platforms for people to actually write their, do their schedule, their program schedules on Microsoft so that they can monitor their project? I don't know if I'm able to convey.
Yes, that's fine. Mr. Michael, can I just take this for the answers to this, or I should just wait for other questions?
Yes, take the answers.
I should take it now that it's hot now.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, to be sincere, you're right. I have that same issues with some clients in MPDC. They normally request a client to send their job description, job schedule, and most time they send it with Microsoft project. And those guys now, instead of learning Microsoft project, they go ahead to learn items like Primavera and other Microsoft project application. So the management now mandated the staff for them to train key staffs that are involved on project, on Microsoft project, so that if these clients report some of these items in Microsoft project, they won't be able to understand. To me, if I can drive automatic Honda, I can drive automatic Benz. I can also drive automatic Toyota. If I understand one Microsoft project application, I can also understand Microsoft project. If I understand Microsoft project, if I want to migrate to other ones like Primavera, I will always do very well. Now, if there's any other item that in Microsoft I can do some of these items, yes. Now, Microsoft Office 365, which I'm like a fan of this package, have what you call customized templates. You don't need to develop this item. You have a customized template. You now see Gantt chart, you have scheduling, you have just go to Office 365 customized template. type Gantt chart, type project scheduling. You see a template already made. Your own part is just to put your own figures, put your timing, put the activities, put the duration, put the lap time, and it's going to generate a Gantt chart for you. If you have different items in Microsoft Project as a template, Microsoft understand that this item is a problem. So he has to generate it as a template. A template means your own part is to put in the figures that suits your own project specification, and it's going to generate it for you. That is the essence of those templates. And also, you need to also understand now that Microsoft is a businessman, it's an Igbo man. Very soon, you see that Microsoft project initially in Office 203 was together with our office, but now it's separated. Now, very soon, you discover that initially when Power BI came up, we can get Power BI from our Office tools, Office 2019. But now Power BI is a standalone and it's free. In 2022, you see that we start paying for Power BI like we are paying for Microsoft project. So all these items can also be seen in Microsoft package. But the good thing about this Microsoft package is if you buy one license, you can use this license as a share user. For instance, if I buy Office 365, I can get Office 365 for 6 different users. I can meet up 6 different friends around. Let's buy Office 365 and share the license. It's 24,000 naira. I get, okay, you bring 10, you bring 2,000, you bring 4,000. Let's share the license. I mean, I can get an original office for 2,000 or 3,000. It makes it very easy for someone to own an original office. So all these templates, all these items, project schedule, project Gantt chart, and everything are template in Microsoft Office 365, the current version. I don't know if I've been able to answer your question. I feel all these items are template, and if you want to move from one level, try to see how you can get one very well. If I learn Microsoft project very well, I want to go to Microsoft Primavera, it's going to be very easy for me to learn the syntax. So I encourage you to learn one very well, then you can switch the rest. You can get textbook, you can get ebooks to switch the rest. I think I don't know if I've been able to answer your question. I think with that, now that's my own view to your question. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel.
Samuel, you get or any more things you want to talk about?
Yes, I got I actually got his explanation, and thank you for that wonderful explanation. A very simple one I would like as a follow-up is I actually use Office 365, and but I must confess I've not come across Microsoft project on it.
Okay, no, Microsoft project is not on Office 365. Let me explain. Let me just open my Microsoft Excel now. Now, you may not see Microsoft project. What makes up a project is the project schedule and a Gantt chart. If I go to templates, and you see templates like Gantt chart project planner. I don't know if you've seen it. I can share my screen now. I just opened the project Gantt chart planner. So project Gantt chart planner is like a major section in Microsoft project that we have now that you can also use it to plan your project. Now, because now inside the project Gantt chart project, you have the activities, you have the start, you have the plan duration, the actual, and so on. So at the end now, this is yes, man.
Am I the only one not seeing your screen?
Yeah, that's
let me share my screen. Let me share my screen now. I just opened it, but let me share the screen now. Yeah.
Don't want to go too far.
Yes, no, let me do seeing is believing. Yes, so that at least Michael will be convinced that at least this thing is working. Sure, he won't feel like saying this guy just came to just tell us. Okay, now can you see my project planner?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, okay. So now this Microsoft project, this at the end, this is what we get. So why do I need to buy Microsoft project when I can get template? What I need to do activity is the 01022, my own activities. Change my plan start days, change my plan duration, change my actual start, my actual duration, percentage completion, and it's going to generate the Gantt chart for me. This is like a major section of Microsoft project.
If sorry, I hope I'm not dragging us too much.
No,
back.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Mr. Samuel.
How do you get to this project planner?
Okay, now when you go to, are you using Office 365? Let's be on the same page.
Yes.
Okay, now when you go to Office 365, you will see, let me run there. You go to Office 365, you go to File. Have you gone to File?
Yes.
Okay, go to File. You see Search. Are you seeing New Templates?
Yes.
Okay, click on the New Template.
Done.
Are you seeing any list of templates? No. Okay, are you seeing a search there? Search.
Yes.
Okay, search box. Okay, just type Gantt Project Planner.
Gantt Project Planner.
Yes, that is GANTT Project Planner.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Well, not really. What I saw, what it brought out, is there is no project plan. I see pivot table tutorial, a lot of tutorial, pie chart tutorial.
No, not when you go to File. I mean Home, where you now have the new. When you have the new, you see a search there. You just type Gantt. It's going to bring out that guy for you.
Okay, perhaps let me just watch your screen as you do it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, can you see my screen? I'm in File now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I go to, you see new, you see blank worksheet. You see a blank worksheet.
Okay.
You see the blank worksheet now. Okay, now see, go back again to File. You go to New. Can you see New? If you go to New, you see File, New. Okay, now I'm looking for another part called, let me see, Timing. I don't know. I know I have a template called Timing. Let me see if I can do a search. Timing. Timing has been able to bring out other templates that are time related. You see student schedule, you see personal monthly budget. Can you see my screen?
No.
Please.
It's showing the other.
I think
we can't see your screen, please.
Okay.
Finally,
let me go back.
I got
project planner.
Screen.
Have you seen the project planner?
And it's not the project planner that is showing.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, can you see my template now? The new template.
Yeah.
I have also
okay, now you see that on my new template, I type timing on the search. You can see personal monthly budget. You can see student schedule, employee absence schedule. These guys are new templates developed by Microsoft. You see the Gantt chart project planner. You now see the project timeline. You now see the weekly time record. Now, all this, there are more than 50. You see that now. All these items, if I click on it, just for me to put in figures and I get the template. I don't need to kill myself. I bring in my logo, I get even my invoice. So why do I need to just kill myself that I want to go and learn template? When I just need the basic knowledge, I just put in my figures and I'm done. And you can give this template to your staff. It's like, please use this template for all reporting, for all project timing. Give this template to the accounting department for all invoicing, for all type scheduling. And come on, we just we do all these things and we get off. Even the Nigerian use of Microsoft Office 365 still have this template. It must not be original. Nigerian use, the ones you get at Ikeja, the ones you get at the Computer Village, is the Nigerian use, the one you can get for 300. All right, Mr. Samuel will continue again. But I hope you are fine now, I guess.
I am very fine. Thank you so much for this discovery, I will call it.
You can also have a template for blood pressure. You can use this template to check your blood pressure. Microsoft Office is giving you high blood pressure. You can also have a template for blood sugar tracker. So Microsoft is so linear. You just want to, let's see the number of people that use this. He's also building data. Let's see the number of people that use it. Then I can now create a section, blood sugar, Microsoft blood sugar environment. Bam, he start collecting $25 or $50 because they now see that these guys are interested in this my small package I'm bringing. Microsoft is an evil man. We understand where he's driving to. So, all right, guys, we can continue.
That's very interesting, man. So, I think if others have questions, just interrupt me because also we have some questions that we need to ask him. As you are aware, whenever we do these sessions where we bring in guests, we also let them share their journey. We ask them questions about, how they got to where they are, their unique experience, their advice for people just starting on this same journey, and any other questions that people, crop up that people want to ask as the answer. So, Mr. Pringle,
Yes, sir, Mr. Michael.
Question number one is, so how did you come about from like your background in
Electrical.
oil and gas, and that's what you even did, straight into masters in Europe, and then how did you this love for your Excel for data analysis? How did it come about?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Michael. I think in as much as I stay on the other point to admire your own experience too, I also like to learn from a lot of people. I started my career as an electrical engineer. My elder brother seems to be a computer programmer. You guys will be conversant with one company called Cypher Crescent. It's being owned by my elder brother, and I worked with him for a couple of years. We started Cypher Crescent as a training center in University of Port Harcourt. In number 73 Uniport Road. I studied electrical, and after a couple of years, I asked myself very few questions like, okay, so after graduation, is it that I'll be carrying NEPA ladder to NEPA pole to change light or do a lot of things? I like, no, I'm not in that ministry at all. So let me see if I can switch. So I now switched to computer programming. In computer programming, I started learning Fortran. So in Fortran, we did a lot of Fortran. We became a subject matter in Fortran for University of Port Harcourt, the whole University of Port Harcourt. The name Pringle became very popular in University of Port Harcourt with the help of Fortran. So whenever you call Fortran, you call Pringle. Then we use Fortran to pay our school fees, to train ourselves in school, do a lot of assignments, do a lot of projects with Fortran. So everybody just know that this guy is a programmer. This guy can program with Fortran. Then I say, learn other programming language, but Fortran, leave it for me. I can manipulate Fortran very well. So we now step up now. You need to move with the time. So we now step up to look at Excel. We now came to understand that Excel is almost like the key to the industry. I started learning Excel then in school. Well, I was not really taking it very serious, not until I joined SP. Okay, while in final year, I switched to handling all the computer programming or all the computer courses in electrical. And after everything, I was employed and I was redeployed from my NYC to University of Port Harcourt to serve University of Port Harcourt because of my computer programming skills. So at that point, I started teaching computer programming as a graduate assistant in University of Port Harcourt, Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. So with that, I now build that passion. I like, man, let me see I can build a career in computer programming. I went to the UK to a master's in information technology and networking. But I got to the University of Robert Gordon University, Aberdeen. I discovered that these guys have a course called oil and gas computing. And in fact, oil and gas computing is the same as information technology and networking. The only difference is that they remove the networking, they put 2 courses in oil and gas, in petroleum engineering, like in drilling, that have to do with data. So I joined the course. I switched from there to start the master's in that oil and gas computing by doing some of the petroleum engineering courses. I came to understand that petroleum seems very simple to learn. So I now did a project in petroleum engineering. I got an internship in one of the biggest software companies in Edinburgh called Petroleum Expert. And after the internship, I was supposed to be employed as a petroleum engineer and a petroleum software engineer. But because of my papers and visa issue, I have to return back to Nigeria. Now, returning back to Nigeria, and I didn't give up. I like, okay, let me see if I can hold on this Excel. Yeah, so I did Excel. I did a free training for Society of Petroleum Engineering for Port Harcourt section about that 2014, about 2013, 2014. And the guys in the training advert went out, they saw the outline, and I got like 50 or 60 oil and gas professional for the training. And the guys were looking at who is the course lecturer, like, oh, this is the course lecturer, this guy, this young guy, oh, wow, are you sure this guy knows what he's doing? So the first thing I did was, these guys are more experienced than me. I gave them a problem that is like a challenge to them, and all of them filled the problem, and I say, yes, I'm in charge. So I controlled the class, I did the course, and everybody was very happy. They refused to go for lunch. I have like 10 guys from Schlumberger, 10 from Shell, 10 from Total. The guys, all the guys from the multinational, they packed a lot of cars and they were attending. They refused to go for lunch. Like, yes, these guys, I need to hold them now here. So on that part, now the whole testimony went out like, man, this guy did very well. A lot of feedback. I went for a conference at the Co Hotel, our usual conference. One of the professor met me. Mr. Pringle, your Excel program was bomb. Please, you come and teach Excel as a tutorial in Institute of Petroleum Study, University of Port Harcourt, to our master's student. I'm like, wow, that's good. So they gave me an offer letter as an industry lecturer. I started the tutorial, and the student now wrote back again to the school. You can't teach us Excel for engineers. That is very mandatory and it's very useful to us as a tutorial. You are not teaching us Microsoft Word as a course module. They now switched my course to a course module. So I now became a full-time lecturer in Institute of Petroleum Study and the software coordinator for IPS. Then most of the students were still older than me. All the guys were first class, max 2-1 with 4 point something. I give them problem, let to understand that I'm not in the same space, so that they can listen and learn. So taking this course in SP was like a breakthrough for me. And I did IPS 1 week for 40 hours, and the professor was like, okay, send your account number, let's make your payment. So when I sent my account number and they paid me 850,000 naira in 1 week. I was like, wow, this is something that I think I need to put more interest in this Excel. So I used the money to now go back again now to apply for geoscience program in petroleum engineering. Then I now started looking at Excel for petroleum engineers. So applying for Excel knowledge in petroleum engineering. That is how I switched now to petroleum engineering. So I did that for SP. I did the second year, did the third year, and I got another offer again from AUST. I got another offer again for Center for Excellence to teach Excel for petroleum engineering. I also got some guys in the industry to also teach Excel for petroleum engineers. So now the Excel process now started. So after some time, someone wrote a bio on my Excel program, and XP International recognized it as a major revenue for the section. And I was invited for an international award as the most technical young outstanding member in Houston. So I got to Houston as a normal Nigerian guy, even though I schooled in the UK. I was dreaming of going to the US, perhaps. So while in Houston, I noticed that XP has given me the platform to meet a lot of people. They read my profile on the stage, and I came down. A lot of guys from the American company like, wow, guy, what are you doing? As I work in the company, cyber, and the guy said, man, guy, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do. I'm like, okay, fine. I got to several jobs in the US, but someone called me in Nigeria and said, man, I want you to also run a company called Pegis Global, and you have to be the MD. With all this Excel knowledge, you can manipulate a lot of managerial items. So that's how I left my job to resume as the MD of a company with the help of Excel. So basically, Excel SP are like my platform of my breakthrough. Wow. So the SP gave me the stage, Excel gave me the skills. And that's why whenever I invite me for any talk about Excel, I feel very happy. I'm like, oh, let me share my testimony, because whatever I am today, after the grace of God, the rest is SP and Excel that gave me the platform. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. This still looks like
thank you. Thank you.
Of this world, like not looking like we're in the same Nigeria anymore.
Right, the same Nigeria. My testimony is not a church testimony. It's not a testimony you just share. Someone will just block you, bros. Come. We will now this guy. This guy has a market value. But it's just God, it's God's grace. And I've been a motivational speaker to young guys. I have a mentorship program I run for young guys, and I tell them 3 things that works in Nigeria very well. No matter, I have staff. I have like 15 staff that work for me, and I'm planning to employ more by 2021 because of business reasons and every other thing. 3 things that works in Nigeria very well is 3 parameters to run your model. First is the God's grace. God's grace to stay alive. God's grace to be alive to go for that job. God's grace to be alive to do that job. The second one is you need to build skills. That skills is what drives your degree. I can get a job with my skills outside my degree. Then the last one, you need to know people. Networking is the last one. You need to know people. Now, apparently, any of these 3 parameters can give you a job. You can, God's grace will just pick you from nowhere and say, man, guy, where are you? Come here, come and take this job. That's God's grace. You can build skills. Like we need somebody with a very high computer data analytics skills. That's skills. Then you need a connection now. You need to know people. Oh God, do you have anybody that is a computer scientist that knows very well? Yes, I know one, Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael, please want to make a commissioner for data analysis. I now recommend Mr. Michael because I know Mr. Michael is networking. I recommend Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael now get the job. That is networking. Now that's the 3 parameters that works in Nigeria. Now you can make a first class. I've seen a first class looking for a job of 50,000 naira. I've seen a first class looking for a job currently now. Now, when I dropped interview advertisement, you see a lot of first class. It's not about your first class. I tell my first class graduate, forget the first class, hustle as a dropout, because dropout makes it in this country than the first class. So that's just my principle. Like now, I tell someone I'm a hustling manager. I hustle day and night. So I don't know. That's just my view to life. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Like there's a lot of depth and I'm just trying to let it sink into for me because
it's just a normal thing. Yeah.
Wow. Someone is even helping us, write it there. So another question that we normally ask, and I'm sure people will be very happy to hear your own answer to it is, so imagine that I'm just starting, it could be that maybe I'm just finishing school. It could be that I don't like the career. I finished school maybe 5, 6 years ago, but I don't like the career I'm in. I want to switch to our data, analysis career. And it could be that I'm even working, I'm not enjoying the job I'm in, and I want to switch, So someone who is on this journey, just starting, what advice will you give? What kind of roadmap will you say the person should follow?
Okay, first is I run one model. First is I tell everyone shifting cultivation is the right model. What do you mean by shifting cultivation? I plant corn, it's not working. I root corn, I plant maize. Maize is not working, man. I plant cassava. Cassava is not working, I plant yam. Yam is not working, I plant millet. But the major thing now is the soil. Is the soil. I can stay as a lawyer and it's not really working. I put the career on data analytics. It's the soil. The soil now is the brain. Now it's the interest. Do I have this interest in data analysis? Yes. What's your first degree? I'm a lawyer. You know this data analytics? Yes. It's interest. It's passion. To me, generally in Nigeria, passion is not about the skills I know. Now money drives passion. If you finish a data analyst as a lawyer, you now get a job as data analyst and you do one job and they pay you 1 million naira. My brother, that passion, you build that passion overnight because you now say that this data analysis is even fetching you more money than your chambers. Money drives passion. So when you now get this part down, you now say, okay, fine now. I think this, I don't need the prophet to tell me that my calling is moving to data analytics. So I need to build it now with time. And I start reading books, join conferences, do a lot of enhancement, try to train people so that you learn more. Try to see you can do a lot of talk. I look for opportunity to train, but now because of my job, it's really very difficult. So I have a lot of young guys around, and if I want to switch career, it's just very simple. Just have that passion. Everybody is smart. Everybody is smart. It's about passion and it's sacrifice. You cannot just say I'm a data analytics by doing 5 courses in Coursera, 5 courses in this. No, data analytics is not about certification. It's about the internal skills you develop. I tell my guys that certificate is not skills, and that is why the US university is better than the UK university. I'm a testimony to that. I can explain. US give you knowledge, UK give you certificate. Go and check it. I don't know. I don't have any bias mind with any of them. I do a master's for UK for 9 months, and I do a master's in the US for 2 years. Tell me who is better. Let's be sincere with our conscience. The other one gives you degree. After 9 months, they chase you out to go. Then in US, after 2 years, you can now opportune to get a job from the skills, because I tell someone your first appearance in any point you find yourself is your opportunity. Like a player, if the coach give me opportunity to play 20 minutes, let me show myself in that 20 minutes. The next match, you're going to feature first team. Make use of your opportunity at all point in time. If you make use of opportunity, you see that the sky is going to be like a baseline. Yeah, so then you'll be able to see if you can get everything you want to do in just a tip of a finger. Try to build your contact, and if you build your contact, you'll be able to achieve some of these things in less than no time, because your contact will be able to give you some of these jobs. Your contact also give you some of the recommendation. Your contact also going to give you a lot of this opportunity to do some of these things you want to do. Experience only comes in when you have jobs that are challenging. Job that challenges only come in when you now source for this job. Even though they are challenging, you learn on down of this based on this challenge. I have a job that's challenging and I cannot solve it. There's no crime to call Michael or Mike. You are very experienced here. Look at this job. What do I do? Okay, Mike, we can do this. We can do this. We now do a collaboration. Being a greedy man, 100% managing director of a company is of no use of having 5 people to be a managing director. Reason being, collaboration is key. Nigerians don't like being good for collaboration. You get a big data analytics job. Okay, let's call Michael. Michael is very experienced. Let's do the job together. It's collaboration. Because I believe I met a mentor who is the MD of LNG. He told me it's better you have a 40% of 1 billion naira than having 100% of 100 million naira. I don't know. That's just my principle. That's what I feel. So I think switching career is just about interest, and I feel it's something we need to also look at too.
Okay. So thanks a lot for that. Someone has a question. So Obianiju, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Pringle. That was a very inspiring one. I'm very motivated and inspired at the same time. So my question is this. When you were talking about Excel solver, you made mention of something that is important, that you read out a quote that it's important everyone knows how to program.
Yes.
I have interest in data management, project management, but not necessarily programming. And I've been finding it difficult to navigate between going into data analytics and actually programming. Yes, it's important I have the base knowledge of programming, but I want to know what magnitude of data, programming knowledge or programming skills do I have to go into data analytics professionally or data management professionally?
Okay, thank you very much. Basically, if you look at data analytics now, our Excel has a limitation. I guess you know about that. Reason being,
Yeah.
we are moving from data to big data. When it comes to big data, Excel has a limitation. And now big data, for you to function in a big data space, you need to learn Python. Python is not a plug and play, but Python is a programming language. So for me to get this programming language done, I need to learn program. Now, if our president was a programmer, Nigeria will not go into recession. I don't think so, because he will list how you can do, as in fact, programming helps you to think better. That is just the scenario. for you to survive. Okay, take for instance, I told my guys in my SP that it's high time that all the project managers should also learn how to program, because very soon now, the Microsoft project you're going to learn, there's artificial intelligence with Microsoft project, where you now have some of this timeline, you now see that AI is coming into Microsoft project. And the only way you can work with AI, you must learn how to program. Now, what if now I'm working in a company and I notice in this company I have I know how to program, and this company are using Microsoft Excel. I can as well look at a Python program that can manage Microsoft project and develop a customized program for my company. And if I do that, I do a test run, it works very well. I make them to use this item very well, and they are using it now to manage their project. It's giving them very good reporting. This is my programming skill in project management and my data management skills too. And also each of these project management item I develop is being stored in a cloud, in a certain cloud in the company. And if I do all this process and I now do a worldwide presentation to the management, this is what is saved the company. Now we don't need to buy a project management. We are going to use a customized project management software or tools developed by one of the staff of this company that's going to save us. And you can do everything that this our Microsoft project Primavera can do. Yeah, this is what we can get. Now you company like, wow, clap hand for Joy. Joy is doing very well. Excellent job. My brother and my sister, they can never fire you in that company. They cannot. You have one lifeline. And remember, as a programmer, don't give out your code any day so that you stand relevant. So in case they want to shake you, they can shake you and take you out of the company. Somebody can just decide to hate you. Why Joy? Is it that Joy knows project management? Joy knows data management? Joy can program. Why must it be Joy? They say, okay, now the HR may just look at you and just hate you. That's the human factor. Yes, if they hate you, you still have to plan. When I walk out of the company, the MD will call the HR and fire the HR. Why do you want to fire a key staff of this company? Let's fire this HR. Instead of firing Joy, let's fire the HR. Because HR is not relevant. I can get an HR, but I cannot get a staff that can program, that can do project management, that can do my data management. I can even develop an application, because there's a tendency that if Joy leaves this company, that application will fail, because Joy is the one managing. Most times, try to create errors so that you'll be very relevant. When there's error, let's look for Joy. Let's look for Joy. Joy just come out as Don Jazzy and be very relevant. You just solve the error. Everything is working here. It's working well. Yes, everybody calm down. You're relevant. And when there's error, you leave the company, they have to buy a new software, and they are going to be stuck because all their data is in that application. They need you. Then you can give them bill. Okay, fine. If I want to solve the problem, $1 million, HR will be fired. Even your direct manager will be fired. Why do you let this lady go? That's when you're very relevant. That's just my take, John. I don't know if it's useful to you. And that is the importance of learning program. Just endure and learn program. It helps you to think outside the project management, outside the data management. It helps you to think.
Somebody.
Yeah. Any other question?
Yeah. So,
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot that. So, Mr. Saka, yes, you can ask your question, or you can unmute yourself and ask. I saw your hand is up.
Can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you, Saka.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Anthony, for we accountant now. With this program advertised to this, like we are losing our job. That's just the meaning. Honestly, to be frank, at least I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, and with what I'm seeing in the IT world these days, I know in the next 2 years, accountants will lose their job. So I just want you to guide me, honestly. There was a time I attended a lecture in which Mike anchor. Since then, I've been really struggling. We are used to our normal way of working, and I want to go beyond that normal way. Look at the last thing you made now, that somebody can be a high flyer. At least nobody can sack you. I just love that statement, because the way things is now that you work from home, the world is more of what you can give. So what advice can you give to us as an accountant that will be equipped with the right skills to work with? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saka. I have problem with accountant, even the one in my office that work for me. Accountant have trust issue. No matter no matter the number of Excel spreadsheets you have an accountant to work with, you still have a small calculator by the side to punch value. It's trust issue. You mean that whatever Excel is giving you, you're not even sure, you're not even confident with it. The earlier the accountants understand that Excel is even more powerful than their calculator, the better for them. As an accountant, my advice is upgrade. A lot of accountants are moving to AI. You need to design an accounting package, or you need to look at how you do your things that can work AI. You can tell, because accounting is very sensitive. You can share your accounting experience with your management offline and online. You can do an accounting sheet where you can be sharing with your management offline. Like the company where I work, I told my staff to end all Microsoft Word application usage except with client. We run a documentless system in the office. What do? We work with Microsoft Office. Google Office. Now we use the Google Word, Google Excel with the drive. So if I have any document I want to share with any party, I click on share. We have a drive that I paid, and that drive is working for every member of the staff. So I can operate any item, I can see any document anywhere in the world. I only need just to go to the drive and log into the drive and see all the shared documents. Now, these are some of the innovations that you need to create. Now, as an accountant, you need to also you need to first of all build your data analytical skills. Some of these items you do, one of these invoicing, you can develop a database that can store this invoice as a database entity. You can also look at AI and machine learning in accounting. You can also, there's a lot of package for accountant in Excel that if an accountant can do this, you don't need to start buying this, your QuickBook, your Sage, your SAP, and so on. Your SAP navigates through Excel. Or every application you develop must have an handshake with Excel, else the application is irrelevant. Even in petroleum engineering, every application that doesn't have an handshake with Excel is irrelevant. So now build your Excel profile, increase your Excel profile, and see how you can enhance some of those skills. There's the training that we organize, we call it Excel for Accountants. Accountants need to build a very good knowledge of Excel. They need to stay away from their calculator. It's going to save you time than a little thing you go back again to confirm this figure with your calculator. To me, I feel it's trust issue. If you have this trust in Excel, you don't need to punch your calculator. No matter how accountant wants to be, if he's a chartered, is a fellow, he has a small calculator by the side. To me, I see that small calculator is a trust issue. I don't know. Thank you very much, Mr. Saka.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tony.
Sorry, can I make some addition to that?
Okay, yes, Dr. Francis, go on.
All right. So the first thing is that when you say for accountant jobs, they are not going anywhere, so don't be scared about that, okay? And because when you talk about analytics, accountants by their nature, we do data analytics, but only
Every
that
day,
we
yes.
call it, yeah. By nature, we do data analytics because any number that comes from in any organization still comes from the accountant, okay? So actually, we do data analytics. But the only issue is that now, where we see accountants' role is just, how will I say it, very, you know how do they say this? That the accountant role is the accountant by nature is very traditional, okay? So you have the way you have learned maybe your debit and credit, right from time till now, that's what you have learned and you have refused to change. But the truth is that as technology is evolving, even the accountant's role is also going to change. Okay, so for example, we have the double entry principle, but with cryptocurrency coming in and blockchain, now accountants are going to move from double entry to triple entry. So that means we have to still keep upgrading in the sense that when technology comes in, as it has come now, it's for us to now embrace it. So that we are saying that accountant's role is under threat. Yes, to some extent is true. For example, for bookkeeping, your whole bookkeeping process, there's an organization in the US, they are called bot keepers. But just like you have bots, they are called bot keepers. All your processes for your bookkeeping, from the start to the finish, no human intervention, everything is automated. Okay, so it means that the accountant's role is going to change from understand, because who is programming it at that back end? That's where the programming now comes in for accountant to now understand, okay, this is how they automate the task, but let me understand the back end to start interpreting it. So that's where programming now starts coming in for accountants. But to say the accountant's role is under, or the accountant's job is under threat to some extent, if you allow it. Okay, so that's why you see people keep upgrading, because I'm also an accountant, but in accounting, I have to also move to the side of data science. So I can kind of see how I can blend both together. So I still see, the only thing that I see as accountants, you have to now migrate your mindset from a traditional way of reporting to now strategic decision making. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Francis.
Thank
That's
you
a
very
good one.
much for
Yeah.
that contribution.
Yeah.
So two people have asked questions now. One person's hand is up, one person has typed. So maybe I saw the person who typed first. So let me read the person's question. Then we'll come to Mr. Adebayo Awoyedele. But first of all, let me read the person who has asked via typing. That's Florence. So Florence is asking, what aspects of Excel/data analysis do you suggest that insurance practitioners should learn? Did you get the question? Mr. Pringle, did you get the question? Should I read it again?
Yes, yes. Basically, for insurance, basically, I will encourage just learn the basic Excel. Then, if you still have time, try to drive to data analytics. And data analytics is key because in as much as I work as an insurance expert, I must identify other areas where I can apply my data analytical skills. And also learn Excel analytics too. And by also looking at other tools I can also use to help operate my everyday activities. Like you saw the templates we already have in Excel. I can also look at how I can bring out these templates to what I want to do. What we also need to understand is some of these things we do, someone cannot do it for us. It's only when we understand what we want to do, we get a platform, then we know how to apply this item. So all these things are key. Excel, the general Excel is useful. Then you also look at the power analytics part of Excel, where I call the power soup, where I have the power pivot, I have the power query, I have the power table, I have the Power BI, who is their masterminder. So all these items are also key because you work with data, you work with figures. As an insurance, I want to create a plan, I want to create a multi-plan for this person. I can also develop a data. I can now look at now, I've been getting a lot of monthly plan for people from this other part of the West. So that means if I set up a very good marketing strategy with the help of this data, I can now get a lot of customers from the West because I think these guys are becoming to appreciate insurance. It's all about data. Learn Excel, learn data analytics. If you have time to build your capability, as my final word is also learn programming. Even though you don't understand, just stay in that class and see what they are doing. You pick one thing and go home. Programming is interesting. Programming is sweet too. So just stay in the class and build knowledge. So I think everything will be well with you. Yeah.
Nice one, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sorry, I hope we have no. Maybe we'll only be able to take one more question because I originally told you. I don't know whether you scheduled other things for instead of.
Yes, I can take 10 minutes again of
my
time. Yeah.
So, Adebayo, you can ask your question, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Someone beside me actually wants to ask the question. Let her ask it.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I really motivated with Mr. Pierre's class this evening. But my question is, I'm an engineer and trying to look into other means of doing my work. And I went for a course on Coursera, data analysis in Coursera and Shaw Academy. So my question is, do one need to go for a master's program in data analysis because I want to specialize on energy, or I should just focus on this Coursera, Shaw Academy for the work that I want to go for? I'm going for renewable energy So I want to work on data analysis on that aspect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Pringle. What I want to just say here is Coursera liberal courses is good, but there must be interest. Now, what is your interest? Is it the certification or the skills? Now, there's a difference between skills and certificate. You can finish those 10 courses. You can even go for a master's in data analytics, but you don't even have the skills in data analytics. Michael, I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yes, I'm monitoring the chat. Sorry, I was checking.
So I said you can finish all the courses in EDS, Coursera, all the platform in data analytics. You can finish an a master's in data analytics, but you don't have the skills it takes you to be data analytics. So now that part now takes us to the difference between a certificate and skills. Now your interest should be focused on skills. I can have a skills, I don't have a degree, but I'm a strong data analytics expert without any of this degree, and I can do a project. A PhD holder in data analytics cannot do that project. There's that difference between skills. And so now, build the skills. From the skills, you can also use it now to apply in your energy sector. Data analytics for energy sector is the key. Like my PhD work is all on data analytics for the energy sector. So now, my interest is skills. Do the course, get the basic knowledge, but develop that skills. What are those tools? Yes, those tools I need to get. I need to know these tools very well in data analytics. I want to run a survey today. What do I need? Do I know SPSS? I want to run a big data survey today. Do I know Python? I want to run a minor analytics today. Do I know Excel? So a lot of these tools now are things that we need to put together. It's not about a certificate. I can have, like during the lockdown, I saw someone with 17 certificates on data analytics, but they cannot analyze the data with Excel. Does that make sense? Now that's the Nigerian factor. Nigerian will believe on certificate, but don't look at skills. And the European guys believe on skills, they don't look at certificate. That's why you see one dropout from schools who don't be with 3 mopo and 3 soldiers on guys. He's just an illiterate because he has skills. Let's focus on skills. Let's leave the certificate. That is just my take. Then with your skills now, you can use your skill to solve your energy problem, not your except I want to increase my profile. I say, okay, yes, I have an MSc data analytics, I have a PhD in data analytics, I'm a professor of data analytics, my sister, my brother is dropout in school with a very strong skill in data analytics, go to challenge our professor because he has been working with practical cases. Professor has just been reading books on what people say, or you have not seen a real life scenario. And that's why we tell somebody a 15 years petroleum engineer in the industry is better than a professor in the classroom because he has seen a flowing well. A professor saw a flowing well where they wrote in Texas then where they were trying to create an oil well. He has not seen a real life scenario. So that's my take. I don't know. I'm not a professor. A lot of experienced people are in this platform, so I have to be very careful.
But you're already on the journey with your PhD now. You, before you went for masters, you're already doing graduate. So you're already there. Maybe without even your PhD with you. So once someone who has a question, his hand is up. So if you can ask your question, I think we still have 5 more minutes from the extra time Mr. Pringle has given us. So yes, Toib, ask your question. Are you?
Good evening. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening. You can hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pringle. My question is on data analysis tool, the data analysis, and the one we can always pick from our settings. The data analysis, the one that has regression, covariance, those particular options. So I want to know how to be able to differentiate on what we like. Like I can see ANOVA too there. So like I want to get that particular aspect very.
Yes, okay. That part depends on the type of problem you want to solve. Okay, for instance, I want to run a survey where I want to tell someone that this Buhari government is doing very well, and I want to pass out the questionnaires to Nigerians. And the Nigerians will now fill my survey, and I take it up to my Excel. I put all the data in Excel sheet, And I'm like, okay, now let me take a confidence value of 5% regression and now run a regression. I say, okay, if my confidence value is greater than my t-square value, that means that my hypothesis developed that Nigerians are happy with Buhari government. Else, if my confidence value is less than this, now Nigerians are not happy with Buhari government. I put my data, you see that my confidence value is dropping. It shows that Nigerians are not really happy. Nigerians are angry with Buhari government. I'll use the different tools to handle that. Now I want to now look at another tool that now tell me the number of people that partake in this questionnaire. I used to use different tools for that. If I want to look at a number of tools, I will now look at the regression parameter, and that's a verifying the regression parameter. I can also look at ANOVA with the confidence value of this. So now each of those tools now have a different confidence value. If I want to now look at each of this discussion in a trend form, I can now look at my exponential growth. I can now look at my correlation. I can now look at now, okay, now based on this analysis I've done with Buhari now, what if I want to now look at what is going to be the next performance appearance of the next president? That means I'm trying to focus 2023 now. I'll now look at focusing tools now also in my adding tool. You see, each of these tools now have different functionalities. So it depends on what exactly I want to look at. So by God's grace, if I have time, I'm going to also try to come up again with another course on the analysis tool pack in details. It's going to be like a full course. I'll just do details on that if there's time, or I'll just discuss that with Michael any of this time. I'm happy to be in this platform. I don't know if I've been able to answer your question because I'm working with my timing.
Yeah.
I thank you very much, sir.
Very much. We need to release our special guest. The good thing is that he's very generous to us. He says he's willing to come again and talk about any other topic. So you will always keep enjoying him more and more. And interestingly, I was looking at the numbers when we started. You were like maybe 4, 5, then later 10, and that 10, But when this question and answer period started, I don't know, maybe some people are signaling others. We now had more people join, and it's a pleasure all of you stay in this long. You stay with us way long, almost 1 hour, 23 minutes. Thank you very much. Mr. Pringle, thank you for your time. I'm sure
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael.
Thank you, Mr. Pringle.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Pringle.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael, for the platform.
We hope to have you another time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank everybody who asked questions. So, as usual, there will be the recording. I've pasted the link of where you join the community, you get the email. So any session you need that. And something that you want to know about reminders. I've seen people ask me that, they don't get reminders on time, or they don't even know. I've also posted. Let me see if I can copy paste it again. Once I paste it again, I will just close the session so we can release our special guest. We should not ruin the holiday for him. So I'm just going to quickly post the. So for those of us who want reminders and all, I'm posting it again. If you join that community page, you will get reminders 6 days to the class. You will get 1 day to the class, and you get email of the recording and materials the instructor share. So thank you very much. And we hope to see you again next week. If you're interested in Power BI, we have a guest from Accra, Ghana, who also, in fact, he does financial models with Power BI. So I've seen people on LinkedIn say, wow, how did he do it? So he's going to share his trick. If you're interested, I'm going to just quickly paste the event page for you. So you can just quickly sign up, and you will have the details you need to be part of that session too. And as we did here too, we are going to ask him questions. He works with a bank, so any question that you want to ask him too, I'm sure he'll be willing to answer. But I know that I don't think he can be as very practical as Oga Pringle has done for us. So we appreciate you, Mr. Pringle, and thank you very, very much. Everybody,
right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice rest of the day, and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas ahead, and happy holidays, compliments of the season. Thank you all. Bye.